guys, Belt is back, and I know I'm a little late to the party, but I'm a little bit glad I waited because we have more information now. So this video is going to be about the new Batgirl set leaks and set reveals that we've been getting. So there's been a lot of set leaks, a lot of outdoor shooting, I guess, and I feel like when you have a lower budget project like this is what happened with Joker, this is what happened with Birds of Prey, you get a ton more set leaks because there's not a whole lot of paparazzi control, and sometimes I feel that it's done on purpose so that WB can get free advertising for their movie. Otherwise, they would be trying to take these set leaks down. So, after a lot of different leaks, some that I ranted about on this channel already, we finally got a suit reveal for Batgirl by Leslie Grace in this movie, and the internet exploded, and not in a good way. They slammed it as 2CW looking like a cosplay outfit, like Batwoman style. I was not nearly as harsh on it. At a first look, I really liked it. At a second look, I started to like it a lot less. But, let me go into the reasons why people are upset about this suit and why I'm not as upset about it, but why it's concerning to me. So the suit itself, it kind of borders the line, I think, between CW cosplay and more of a professional movie level suit, I think. But we have to talk about what the suit is. It's a direct adaptation of the New 52 Batgirl of Burnside look, one they got in 2013, that had purple, that was mainly purple and yellow, while in the comics in the past, she'd mainly worn either gray and yellow and blue, or blue, black, and yellow. So, I need you guys to understand the background of that suit. That suit is supposed to be a cosplay suit. The entire point of that suit when it came out was DC Comics, they've admitted this, was thinking, well, girls don't like to read comics necessarily, but they like to cosplay, so they were trying to make Batgirl kind of their poster child of cosplay. They were trying to get little girls to get into DC and buy the merchandise based on liking Batgirl's costume. So they upgraded her outfit, which actually started as a black and blue outfit in the New 52. They changed it to purple and yellow, and they had this black mask that can easily be pulled over your head. They had her suit was changed to basically just purple pants and a purple jacket, something you could easily paint over and put on. And then, of course, yellow combat boots that you could either buy or, again, buy some black ones and paint over them. Everything needed to be easily cosplayable. So, if you're worried about the suit in the Batgirl pictures looking like cosplay, well, it's supposed to. That's the context of the comic, and even in the original comics, in Batgirl's $1 Million debut, it was supposed to be her homemade costume, at least starting out. So that's not the concern. If that's what they're going for it, and they've had superheroes with homemade costumes before, if that's what they're going for, then that's not really a bad thing. I'm not bothered by it. I think Leslie Grace herself looks great in the costume. What I'm more worried about is the implications of that costume. Now, it's not so much that the costume itself was hated in the comics. It's where that took the character. So they were trying to make her a lot more accessible to young girls, right? So Batgirl was always a character who was more mature. She's not dark like Batman, but she's pretty much a mature character. We meet her as an adult in the original comics, and then, of course, we eventually have the whole story with Oracle, where she's crippled, and then she has to build her way back up as Oracle, in which she was for about 20 years of comics, which was a very powerful story. But Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, was always supposed to be a more adult character. Not adult meaning like porn or anything, I mean, like serious, like take this character seriously. She's mature, she knows what she's doing. Now, what Batgirl of Burnside did, which was what the comic was called, is it really regressed her in a lot of people's opinion. It was a comic where she was a very, very stereotypical millennial, down to how she talked. She's on Twitter all the time, she's always texting, she's getting drunk at parties and hooking up and all kinds of stuff like that. And it was a rewrite of the character's personality, and it was just kind of this preppy, stereotypical millennial character with a lot of very, very bad comics, just horrible writing. And DC really, really pushed it. And another thing is these comics also tried to be really socially relevant and deal with a lot of issues like LGBT rights and trans rights, and it fell on its face in trying to do that because the comic actually became more famous for the controversy because LGBT activists and Twitter activists did not like how it handled those issues, which isn't for another video. But if you're getting where I'm going with this, the comic was really, really pushed, but it was an absolute disaster. It was pushed for years that this is Barbara Gordon's new personality, this new immature, annoying personality that is a lot less relatable to people, that DC thought was going to be relatable, but it wasn't. And it was all in that purple costume. And what the result of it is Batgirl actually went from a respected fan favorite character to really one of the most avoided comics ever, and her popularity really went down. That comic, I watched the sales just, you know, tank and then flatline, and they kept it going for a long time with just, you know, switching out writers, switching out artists, and then just eventually no one was reading the comic, and they eventually changed the outfit to a gray and yellow one again, but the writing was still absolutely awful. I tried reading it at that point, and it's eventually led to where we are now, that for a while there wasn't an official Batgirl ongoing anymore. Now there's a book called Batgirls where she's once again operating as Oracle and has Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain as her agents. But the point is, this series really ran Barbara Gordon into the ground, and she still has not recovered from the direction they took. And for some reason, for being such an unpopular direction, it's what they do most of the time with Batgirl in media. It's how she's portrayed in the DC Superhero Girls show. It's how she's portrayed in the HBO Harley Quinn show, which, by the way, they try to parody her as a annoying millennial in that show. And I'm like, well, it's not a parody anymore. That's how you guys normally portray her. So that's what really makes me concerned about the suit. I know that was a long-winded answer. It's not that I'm making fun of it for being cosplay or anything. It's that I'm worried, are you really going to go Burnside Batgirl? And that's what they were saying with Joss Whedon when he was going to do this movie. That's what I 100% can see Christina Hodson doing with this character, because for some reason, a lot of the newer writers that come in to work for DC, they only gravitate towards the new stuff. They never look back. And they're always going to the new 52 and stuff that just came out, except in the case of the Batman, and maybe that's why they have more success. But it's also, you know, that's seen as the progressive Batgirl for whatever reason, even though it did not work out. So once again, I get the feeling that they're going to do that for this movie, and that would make me very unhappy because Batgirl from the original comics is one of my favorite characters and stories, especially as Oracle. And that would just be really disappointing, and it would really let down Leslie Grace and everybody who works on this movie if this is the way that they're going with it. I'm more concerned about the story and the tone than I am the actual suit. But of course, from the set photos we've been getting, it doesn't look like Burnside Batgirl. Aside from that one outfit, we see a lot of darker lighting, and we see a lot of action scenes and a lot of detective work on her part. And when I think of Burnside Batgirl, I think of bright lights and dumb humor and shallow plots. That's not what I'm getting from on set. It looks like a legitimate Batgirl movie. There's even a picture of her outfit where the purple was a lot darker. It almost looked like a black and yellow suit. And that was a much better outfit reveal. And I kind of wish, and I wonder if people behind the scenes wish that they had just let that leak out and have that be people's first reaction rather than what they got from the official suit. And so we'll see. I'm very wary about this movie. Maybe it'll surprise me and it'll really turn out. What I'm really concerned is the director, in response to people's backlash of the outfit, posted a meme, the Batman slapping Robin meme of how people need to shut the F up and just watch when it comes out, which tells me that there might be a good reason for her wearing the suit in context. But I don't like it when creators do that to people. They fantasize essentially about slapping people and just telling them to shut the bleep up. You know, that's very unprofessional. You've got a professional would just wait. People are still going to watch this movie regardless if they're hating on it right now. Just let the piece speak for itself. It never makes you look good when you have to attack the audience, even if you're being criticized. You always just have to write above that. So what do you guys think of Batgirl? Are you looking forward to it? Did you hate the suit? Do you think I just don't know what I'm talking about? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.